source for hot, interesting topics. Today on Hit, we'll take you in and around all the hits that we've gathered this week, from technology and the internet, to books and movies, to hair care products.
So stay tuned for more
Hit!
Hit me, baby, one more time.
He's Into Tech.
Thank you, Mom. That was my mom's vidcast debut. Now for our He's Into Tech segment this week, I'd like to talk about a product called Apple's new Mighty Mouse. Now we have one right here, and we'll be reviewing that shortly. For the longest time, Apple has always insisted on having a one-button mouse. Why? Because they believe, for the practice of usability and for simplicity, that most regular computer users always just have a hard time differentiating the functions of a left button and a right mouse button. Well, for us more advanced users, we always have to have two buttons, in fact 3 buttons most of the time, because nowadays most mice come out with a scroll wheel, which comes in handy when surfing the internet. But a couple of weeks ago, Apple just shocked the world when they released the Mighty Mouse, a multi-button mouse that has more than just 3 buttons. In fact, it has some buttons on the side which you can squeeze and customize to bring out several functions that you yourself pick out. Right here, we have a close-up of Apple's Mighty Mouse. Now, if you look closely on the top, it's basically a hard shell. And if you really look closely, it's not really a 2-button mouse. I think Apple just made a bit of a compromise. It's one entire shell, which means it's almost like a 1-button. But built into the core of this mouse are touch sensors. Now, if you just click on the right, touch sensors will be able to recognize that. And if you click on the left, the touch sensors on the left will recognize that it's a left click. But actually, if you look at this hard shell case, it's just one entire piece. Now, this ball that you have right here is not a regular scroll wheel that you have, which usually goes up and down. This scroll wheel can go all around. So let's try to go closer. Now, this scroll wheel can go all around. You can just twirl it all around like a ball. So this it functions as a scroll wheel to go up and down a web page. Or, for example, you're navigating through a photo in Photoshop, perhaps, or a very big Safari or browser window. You can actually go diagonally or all around, just navigate all around that photo, that large photo. Now, if you look to the sides, there's something which looks like a button over here, which you can squeeze. Now, these are actually 2 buttons, but they're actually just 1 button, so you have to squeeze them both. And if you install the software that comes with this mouse, then you can actually activate it to customize it, basically. So you can actually have it activate, for example, if you're using OS 10.4 Tiger, you can activate Dashboard with it. On the other hand, I have you can actually also have it activate Expose to show you all your open windows. And you can actually add all sorts of functions to this extra button. So basically, you have 1, 2, 3, 4-button mouse. It's actually a 4-button mouse, but I wouldn't want to call it that because I'm not really so sure if they consider this just 1 button. Also, if you are still fond of the 1-button system, you can actually just have both sensors turned off, and it'll still work like a regular 1-button mouse. So that's your close-up view of Apple's Mighty Mouse. Of course, if you can see on the other side, it works not with the old trackballs, but this is an optical mouse. So basically, it has sensors underneath. Now, they say there is a speaker underneath so that you can actually hear the clicks that you make. Let's see if you can hear that. Now that's a speaker underneath which does that, because as you can see, there isn't really a left and right mouse button, so it relies on the speaker to create that sound for you and also give you that tactile feel and feel of recognition. So there you go, friends. That is the close-up of Apple's Mighty Mouse.
Hit me, baby, one more time.
Welcome back. It's time to talk about our web hits for the week. James, why don't you start?
Okay, I am going to talk about Dr. Math. This is the website where you can ask for help with math problems.
For your homework?
No, it's not allowed to
You're not allowed to
You're
ask.
not allowed to
Ask
ask
more.
too much questions because they might think you're asking them to solve all of your homework. So if you have a problem that you really can't solve by yourself, ask Dr. Math.
Okay. And how many questions? How many questions can you ask a day? And does he answer it right away?
Yeah, I think after a day, then you get the answer in your email.
Oh, okay. So definitely,
Definitely
it won't
you-
work for homework.
For homework. yeah.
Unless you're trying to find the answer to a very difficult math problem.
Yeah.
Okay. But will he'll give you everything, including a solution?
Yeah, even the solutions.
Okay.
Oh,
Cool.
very good.
So that's Dr. Math.
Yeah.
Okay.
Technique is ask earlier.
Oh, that was our director. There's our director. Okay, Joy.
My web hit for the week is altavista.com. Well, specifically, I like the Babelfish there because, like, there are times when you need translation for like Spanish or Portuguese. You can go to Babelfish at Alta Vista, and you can get a translation. The translation is very accurate.
Isn't it Babelfish?
Babelfish. Okay, fine.
Babelfish. But
Same.
most probably,
Spell it the
it's
same.
most probably they're getting this from the Tower of Babel because if you look
Yeah.
back at the story of the
Yeah.
Bible, the
Yeah.
Tower of Babel is when people started speaking different
Yeah,
languages.
languages.
Yeah,
So
that's correct.
Babelfish can translate
Yeah,
different.
Babelfish.
So how many languages can it translate to?
Well, it can translate to
Oh,
Spanish,
yeah.
French, Italian, Chinese, Japanese.
It's a car.
What else? There's a lot.
Okay.
So I can't remember everything, but there's a lot.
Okay, cool. And my web hit for this week is Lulu.com. I really haven't looked into why it's called Lulu. It's not a comedy. It's not a cartoon.
Is it a Hawaiian website?
It's not a Hawaiian website. Lulu.com is actually it's a cool way. It's an online bookstore. But the cool thing about Lulu is that anybody can publish your own book. One problem,
Wow.
I got this link from a great podcast called Twit, and basically if you write a book and you want to publish it, one of the problems you always encounter is you always have to spend money on printing books.
Yes.
Yeah.
And for example,
Publishing.
what if you print 1,000 books and you're not going to be able to sell all 1,000 books? Maybe only 500 people want to read your book. But of course, there's always a minimum. So you can go to lulu.com. They will publish your book for you. You can decide on the price. You decide on how on the copyright. And what they're going to do is they don't print the books in bulk. They have this special printing system that they just print the books when a book is ordered. So when you go to the website and someone wants to buy your book, then they only print one copy. They have this great way of doing it. It's fast. And then you don't waste any money.
Cool.
So I think they have a little bit of percentage in the book sales. But anybody now can be an author. You don't have to
Wow.
Wow,
have to
that's
work
great.
your way to a publisher. You don't have to. Of course, publishers have to only accept books that are deemed to be bestsellers, right? But if you're an unknown and you would like to publish your own book, then you can go ahead and try it at lulu.com. Perhaps your books might become even popular and who knows, be on your way to become a J.K. Rowling. Okay, those are our web hits. We'll move on to our next segment.
Me, baby, one more time.
Welcome back to Hit.
In this segment, we're gonna talk about our weekly hits.
Okay, who's first?
Okay, I'll start. My hit of the week is the movie Valiant. It's an animation from the makers of Shrek, and this movie talks about basically it's set in World War II, but it's from an animal point of view, and the story revolves around this group of homing pigeons who they're actually Class F as compared to Class A, but they have somehow won the war by delivering the very important message from behind the enemy lines, and they
Risk their
they
life and-
risk life in them to deliver that important message.
So what's so cool about the movie?
What's really cool about the movie is they are really accurate in getting these scenes like the White Cliffs of Dover and Trafalgar Square, and it's really cool for us because we've been there, and it's just
Yeah.
like it's
So
special. Yeah, you just feel this connection when you watch the movie because you've actually been there. And what's cool about it is it's humorous and at the same time it's very informative. And because like World War II normally for us we would
It's like a
consider
war movie.
a war
War
movie would
movie
be a
boring,
boring
yeah.
topic. But the way that DreamWorks put this movie together it's really fun. You know, like they had like Charles de Gaulle. You know, who would have thought that those names would actually stick to you after watching a movie like that.
Uh-huh.
So it's really cool, and that's my movie hit of the week.
Okay, cool. James?
my hit of the week is this Gatsby hair wax.
Hair wax.
Okay. Well, I remember a friend once told me, Josh, Michael, you're using gel. That's so last century.
Yeah.
You should start using wax. So
What's the difference between wax and gel?
Wax is different from gel because by using wax you can have more different hairstyles than using gel, because gel you cannot make your hair stand up all the way because it's too heavy.
Okay.
That's the problem, it's too heavy. Using wax, you can make your hair go whichever way you wish.
Okay, so is that you do?
Yeah,
Thanks
courtesy of Gatsby Wax.
Are you? But you're not. Are you endorsing that product?
No.
But that's the product that
That's
you
the
use.
product I'm using.
Okay, why don't we show them how it looks like inside? There you go.
It's wax.
It's wax.
It's wax.
Oh yeah, and tell them the story about the
Yeah.
The
okay.
water
The tub
problem.
incident.
The
Tub incident.
Okay.
Okay. I was soaking in the tub just to relax. Then after a while, I dipped my head in and pulled it out. Still dry.
See, there's wax for
Still
you.
dry. That's wax for
But
you.
isn't that dangerous? Using wax every day.
Yeah, because it leaves sediments and
Residues.
residues on your head.
Okay. What do you do? How do you remove those?
Using nutrient shampoos like Neutrogena.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, the clarifying shampoo.
Yeah, the clarifying shampoo.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
Once,
that's true. It's true because
Once
it's,
a week, use shampoo.
Okay.
Not a daily.
It's okay. It's not a daily shampoo. It's a shampoo that you can only use once a week.
Yeah.
And I think the product you're referring to, Neutrogena clarifying shampoo, it does take away the sediments, the residue that gets stuck on your gets left behind on your hair. In your
hair.
Yeah. Or maybe you should take like a day off from
From the wax, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, my hit of the week is a book, and it's entitled The Ira Fair by an author called Jasper Fort. And I'm always on the lookout for something interesting to read. And my friend at work, Alwyn, told me, why don't you try reading this book? In fact, this is actually the first in a series of books, I think, regarding this person. Her name is Thursday Next. And basically, Thursday Next is a literary detective. And you know how it's set in 1985 London, and you know in England they have M1, MI.
MI6?
MI6,
Yeah.
and
it's James
MI4,
Bond.
MI2. So
Yeah.
she's I forgot which one it is. It's MI something, but hers is a special division, and she's a literary detective. And this story basically, there's this criminal gang that steals, kidnaps characters from works of fiction.
Cool.
So it's cool. It's of course there's a lot of weird stuff happening, like her father can stop time and stuff like this. But basically, my friend was telling me, if Harry Potter is for kids, well then this book is just for a more adult audience. But of course, I'm
Or
sure
readers, yeah.
readers. But it's a pretty interesting book, and you should try it out. There are a lot of titles under. This guy has a lot of titles under his belt, and if you start reading this book, you don't have to wait several years for the next one to come out, because I think
You're already out.
in this series, there are at least already 4 of these books which are already out. So that's The Ira Fair by Jasper Fort. So those are anything else to add?
No more.
Well, those are our hits
Yeah,
for the week. Stay tuned for this next segment, our hit person of the week. Who will it be this week?
Me, baby, one more time.
When you say Formula One, you almost always think about the high-speed world of car racing. And since we at HIT are big Formula One fans, we decided to honor one of the big names in F1 this year, Kimi Räikkönen. Kimi recently won the Turkish Grand Prix in Istanbul last week, a back-to-back win from his Hungarian Grand Prix a couple of weeks earlier. With this being his 5th victory of the season, it is undoubtedly his best season yet. Best of luck to you, Kimi, as you compete for this year's World Championship title.
Kimi Räikkönen, you've been hit!
Me, baby, one more time.
And that's our show for this week. You too can submit your own hit. Send us an email at myhit@hitweekly.com.
Or for more information, you can visit our website at www.hitweekly.com.
Join us again next week where we all get hit!
Me, baby, one more time.